everybody, it is I, the Great Clements, and I was silent during the intro because it's the DuckTales theme. I mean, yeah, it's an 8-bit, yeah, it doesn't have any vocals, but if anyone's familiar with the television show, it is the best kids television show theme ever, of all time. I mean, come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is DuckTales for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And this game has always been a favorite of mine ever since I discovered it about 4 or 5 years ago. And I love this game. It is so fun. The soundtrack is so good. And I was inspired to do an LP of this game because earlier this year, it was announced that Way Forward, the guys who make Shantae, and they actually did the WWF Betrayal game I played for WrestleGamia. I never pointed that out during the video, but I always thought that was weird because someone else did, and I was like, really? That's weird. But Way Forward are doing a remake of DuckTales for Xbox Live, Wii U Network, Wii UWare. Is it still WiiWare? I don't know the shop equivalent for Wii U. It might be for regular Wii too, I don't know. But it's going to be a downloadable game coming this summer, right? And I was super excited because this game is so fantastic. And to have an HD version of that game with the updated soundtrack and voiceovers and better boss strategies and stuff, I was just like, oh my god, yes! So I started replaying DuckTales, and when I was replaying DuckTales, I thought, you know what, I love this game, I love the sequel, DuckTales 2. I'm gonna do LPs of these games, you know? I don't know what it is about Disney and Capcom. Whenever they have a merger, they always make a fantastic, fantastic video game. And ever played Darkwing Duck for the NES? That's great. Ever played Aladdin for Super Nintendo? That's a great game. For whatever reason, Capcom and Disney are like this beautiful video game baby that you just want to hold and smother and in a good way, because you just love the content they do, you know? So I'm excited for this new remake, and this is DuckTales. If you're not familiar with DuckTales, the television show or the video game, we are playing the role of Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck is, I believe, Donald Duck's uncle or brother. Huey, Dewey, and Louie also call him Uncle Scrooge, and I think it's Donald's brother? I don't know. I never get my Disney characters right. But anywho, Scrooge McDuck is a very greedy duck. He wants to be rich. Well, he's already rich. He's already like a billionaire. In the very first episode of DuckTales, he's literally swimming in a pool of his own money. Why? Because he can, goddammit. The man doesn't like to waste money, he only likes to collect money. And in the series DuckTales, he and his nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, go on wacky adventures looking for ancient mythological artifacts that Uncle Scrooge can get rich off of, you know? By the way, that pellet I just picked up increased my life bar from 3 units of health to 4 units of health. That's why I'm playing Transylvania first. But, the television show has a very fun charm to it. It's a very good kids show. It still holds up today. I was rewatching a few episodes earlier, actually, and in preparation for this LP, because I was in a DuckTales mood, and yeah, the show still holds up. There are some cartoons you rewatch, and they don't really hold up well at all. I don't think Super Mario Bros. 3's held up very well. But, and I got the DVD box set, and I started watching it, and I was just like, oh my god, what the hell? I used to like this? But DuckTales, I could still watch, you know. I'd recommend, if you have a kid, or you have a nephew, or a niece, or something that you want to show a good cartoon to, show them DuckTales, because DuckTales still holds up. But, yeah. Anyway, the thing that makes this game super fun, and I'm surprised more games didn't try doing it, is the pogo gameplay. Scrooge McDuck, I mean, what could he do? It's weird to think of him as a video game character, because he's an old duck who's kind of wily and crafty, but he's not like an athletic action hero, you know? I'm sure he'd rather have other people doing his busy work, but, you know, they make a game for the NES, so it's like, let's make Scrooge the main character. You can't have it be Huey, Dewey, and Louie. It's gotta be Scrooge. So what can Scrooge do? He has a cane. Oh, that's an idea. Maybe the cane could be a pogo stick. Brilliant! Brilliant! The pogo stick is one of the funnest things in any video game, and I wish more games actually thought of doing it. I mean, that should be like a power-up in a Super Mario game or something. The pogo is amazing! It definitely justifies DuckTales' existence. DuckTales could have been anything. It could have been like Pogo Commando, the awkward sequel to Bionic Commando. I don't know. But, it still would have been fantastic. The pogo gameplay is so fun. Basically, when you jump, you have to hold down on the control pad, and then push the B button down, and then he will stick his pogo stick out. And as long as you're holding the B button down, you don't have to hold down anymore. You can let go of down as soon as the stick's out. But when you're holding the B button down, that pogo will always be out, and you can just bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce. And there are certain things you can't bounce on. There are certain enemies who will still damage you. Spikes that... well, not spikes. You can actually... I actually hopped on spikes earlier in this level. But, you know... Anyway, before I go back onto that, this is the boss of Transylvania. This is Magica Dispel, I believe. She has a very simple strategy. All the bosses do. This is a kid's game, after all. But, Magica flies in bird form, and then she drops and shoots 3 lightning bolts across from her diagonally and right up above, right? And it's super simple. All I really do is I wait for her to come down, pogo her, and get, like, beyond her so that the lightning bolts don't even come near me. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. You just have to hit the boss 5 times in order to defeat her, and it's pretty simple. All the bosses in this game take 5 hits to kill, actually. And they all have pretty simple, you know, boss strategies. But the levels are super fun. The soundtrack is so glorious. You can't really care. It's still, like, not super easy, you know? I mean, this isn't baby mode. You start off with 3 units of health. If you lose those 3 units, you're dead. And there are no continues in DuckTales. If you lose all your lives, doesn't matter if you've beaten 4 levels in a row, you have to redo the whole thing all over again. There's no password system. There's no continue system. Gotta beat the whole thing in one sitting. It's not a very long game. It's actually shorter than the original Mega Man. But, you know. Gotta be careful, kids. You only get 3 units of health. Although enemies can drop ice cream. And ice cream will fill up your health by 1. So that's always swell. I don't know what a goat's doing holding ice cream, but, you know. But this is the Himalayas. The reason I'm playing the Himalayas second is because it has another health upgrade, and I figured I'd go for the health upgrades first. One in Transylvania, and the other in this level. Because, you know, any extra hits that I can take, why not? Let's do it. The thing about the Himalayas, in the higher parts of the level, it's very snowy, and Scrooge McDuck, he can't pogo through snow very well, you know? So, you gotta make sure that you're pogoing on ice or something solid, because you'll get stuck in the snow otherwise. Make sure you hit those goats. Make sure you hit those rabbits. Scrooge is so violent towards rabbits. I mean, you know, maybe he wants their lucky rabbit's feet. He does want more money, after all. It is a very viable solution in the Disney DuckTales universe. I don't know. Oh, look, it's Huey? Bubba's trapped in the ice! Please help him! I believe it's Huey. See, what I remember about the nephews was that Huey was the red one, and Louie was the green one. I always associate them that way. So, by de facto default, Dewey would have to be the blue one. Because Scrooge's nephews always wear the same color. They're like the Power Rangers, you know. Except, you know, actually efficient. Well, the Power Rangers have never failed. I don't know what I'm talking about. But there's our second health upgrade. That is the highest your health will ever be, 5 units of health. Be warned, if you fall into a bottomless pit or something, obviously, that's still a death. So if I fell right there, it wouldn't matter how much health pieces I have. I'd be done, and done for. So this game's all about exploration. You know, you always want to look in every nook and cranny for treasure, because it makes you richer, don't you know? And this game has 3 different endings, depending on how much money you collect. There is a bad ending, where you have 0 money when you complete the game. It is possible. There is the normal ending, where you just beat the game like normal. And then there's the best ending, where you have $10 million when you finish. And that is the ending I will be going for. I climb up to the ceiling and there's nothing up here. I looked on GameFAQs and all sorts of different websites and no, there's nothing up there. I always thought that was weird, you know? I was so excited. I'm like, oh, I'm on the ceiling. I must have found something. And then I get up there and it's like, nope, you didn't find anything. Well, what the hell? As you can see, a jewel just fell out from the wall over there. Why? A wizard did it. Also, it's a video game. But basically, that's the gist of the DuckTales. You know, you always want to look around in every little area. Basically, you want to look in every area because it's clear as day. You know, there's nothing there. It's a big open space, right? But I'm still going to the right anyway because you never know when a jewel might fall out. And the yellow jewels, well, there are 2 different sizes. There's like a tiny jewel, which is like $2,000. There's a big yellow jewel, which is $10,000. And then there's that red jewel, which I just picked up, and that's $50,000. You also get an item at the end of the the level after you beat the boss, and that gets you $1 million. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And again, if you want the best ending, get Scrooge over $10 million. Look around for that money, because money makes the world go round, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, this is the boss of the Himalayas. This is the Yeti. Very simple. He jumps in the middle. That's your chance to pogo him. Then he jumps to the wall, creates an avalanche, and you want to dodge snowballs. Like I said, this is not a extremely hard game. I don't think this is a Mega Man or a, you know, Contra situation. It's a Disney game. It's DuckTales. Kids watch DuckTales, and you just know parents bought DuckTales for their kids, and then they got a super badass, awesome video game to play. So, you know, the bosses aren't too bad. I like that. For some reason, Scrooge does this little dance after he finishes a level. Just like, yep, I got $1 million. Oh, yeah. But that's part 1 of DuckTales, ladies and gentlemen. Stick with me for part 2, and we'll be moving on to the Amazon. I love this game. So fantastic.